Today is Wednesday, August 21st, 2024, day 21 of LiveHard Phase 2. We're down in the single digits to go, and we're in the home stretch here. Getting done with this. Today is another win. I successfully completed all 5 of my critical tasks for Phase 2, in addition to all 5 items on my power list. So let's start to go through this. I weighed in at 225.5, so probably just holding on to some protein longer. Took my progress picture. First thing, I did drink an entire gallon of water. First quart at 11:10 this morning, second quart at 1:47, third quart at 4:56, and then I had to estimate for the fourth quart because I forgot to get up immediately and write it down. But it was this evening, shortly before dinner, so I just put about 7:30. All right, we normally eat dinner a little bit later. That's just the way the schedule falls for us. So picture, water, good to go. Based on my calculations, I've had about 21 grams of carbs today. So yeah, that's it. I'm still doing well with that, and maintain my diet. Did 2 45-minute workouts, one of them exclusively outside the Rock. That was at 8:01 this morning. My second one was an indoor-outdoor hybrid because I do my sit-ups inside. I got 80 sit-ups today, which was 5 more than 2 days ago. So try to go up with that every single day. I also increased the amount of time I did planks. It was a total of 6 minutes and 10 seconds. So it was 6 different sets of 1 minute and... No, I guess it'd be 6 minutes and 12 seconds. Because if each one was 1 minute and 2 seconds, 2 times 6 is 12. So, yeah, I forgot about that. Alright, so 6 minutes, 12 seconds. That makes sense. Could barely run today. Alright, my leg has worsened. It's hurting in another part of still the right calf. Where I was... my form was rather funny. I could see a shadow of mine, going certain directions and just hobbling along as the sun's casting a shadow. It's like, man, I look kind of funny trying to run with a pulled calf, but, I do what I can. I have also increased the intensity of the arm workouts, traditionally just what I've done, either out to the side or out in front. I will hold my arms out for an extended period of time while I'm walking, a sixth, a fifth, a quarter mile, whatever it is. It's probably closer to a sixth of a mile, whatever. It burns when you do it. So you hold your arm and you just keep them out. And then I have my palms all different directions, all 4 different directions, and it really gives a workout for the arms. Well, that was starting to get easier, so I made the investment in some super heavy weights that I was proud as a man to take up to the register and check out. Yes, I got these little 2-pound weights, and so just adding that at the end of your arms, that adds a lot of weight quickly. You can definitely feel it sooner, and it burns more. So I want to get to where that gets easy. Probably go to a 3-pound, and then I don't think there's 4-pound weights. I'm going to go to a 5 after that, but baby steps. We're going to do this for a bit, and that adds an additional challenge. So yeah, definitely got a bigger workout with the arms today, but I felt that was good, making up for the running, I guess. All right, so I don't know if I mentioned, first workout was 8:01. The second one was 4:59 this afternoon. So yeah, got done with all of that. Read at least 10 pages. Actually came out to 11 pages today. I read chapter 11 today of Start Your Own Corporation. That was pages 143 to 153. So that seems like 10 pages, but it's not. It's actually 11 because you have to count page 143. You do not already have 143 and then start counting afterwards. So yeah, it was actually 11 pages. Anyway, chapter 11 is called Business Tax Deductions. Here's some things that I wrote down, or that I took notes on. Some of these aren't direct quotes on this one, but just some notes that I jotted down. Business taxes are based on net profits, not on income. That would be sales and revenues from your business. So businesses utilize pre-tax dollars to pay for expenses, whereas employees, people who get a paycheck, because they get paid first, pay for expenses with after-tax dollars. So when I report stuff for my business, this even works as a sole proprietor also. I just don't get as many tax deductions as a sole proprietor as I would as a corporation. But even so, expenses for my business and such, that all lowers my taxable income, all right? So that is just one of the perks of having a business. You get to pay for things with pre-tax dollars, all right? So people buy stuff from me, I get income coming in. I get to pay for expenses first, and then whatever's left over gets taxed. That's different than an employee getting a paycheck. So there you go. Business expenses fall into one of four categories. There's startup expenses, operating expenses, inventory, and capital expenses. So obviously startup, anything you do to get the ball rolling. So that's all of your filing fees, attorney fees, initial equipment purchases, whatever else, to get your business up and going. And then operating expenses, those are your things month to month, year to year, keeping your inventory in stock, paying the bills, whatever else. Those are all those. Your inventory is actually a separate category that yes, you pay for it with the expenses, but once you get that inventory, the raw materials or the stuff for resale, that actually counts as income in your business. It actually raises your taxable income. So kind of the goal, and what a lot of companies have figured out, is this concept called just-in-time sales or shipping, just-in-time. So it's pretty much the idea. Most of your grocery stores and stuff do not keep long-term supplies of food. All right, they maybe have a week's worth of food tops in the back and whatever's out there on the shelves, and they rely on a constant stream of trucks coming in. Reason why is they're trying to keep their inventory low. All right, so it's more profitable for them to keep things coming in on a regular basis to where the trucks get there just in time, so it can be unloaded and put out on the shelves for the next day, as opposed to maintaining a large inventory. But yeah, so your inventory has to be tracked separately, and so it's an odd thing, but pretty much. I'm not sure if I've explained that well. Actually, I know that I haven't. The inventory I have for my leather business, the sides of leather that I get, even though I'm paying expense to purchase that, I now have that dollar amount of value in raw materials that I'm keeping in my inventory. So that inventory amount kind of cancels out the expense that I spent for it. So it has to be tracked differently. Yeah, hope that makes sense. And then capital expenses. So these would be like equipment purchases, building improvements, things like that. To fully maximize your corporation and the available deductions it offers, consider adding a good accountant to your team, and also check out the IRS website publication 334 Tax Guide for Small Businesses. So I intend to do that. All right, that's what I read. In addition, because it is the 21st day of LiveHard, I read Proverbs chapter 21, and I marked 3 specific verses to share with you today. So, first one is verse 11. When the scorner is punished, the simple is made wise, and when the wise is instructed, he receiveth knowledge. This is similar to one from a few days ago, smite the scorner and the simple will beware. Same concept here, just said in a slightly different way. When the scorner is punished, the simple is made wise, and when the wise is instructed, he receiveth knowledge. All right. It's always good to be a teachable person. All right. Be a teachable person. Don't be the scorner. Also, don't be the simple. All right. Be the wise one. There's always something you can learn from every single person, because every single person knows something that you don't. There you go. So yeah, that was Proverbs 21:11. Proverbs 21:17. He that loveth pleasure shall be a poor man. He that loveth wine and oil shall not be rich. This is really true, especially stuff that I've read. I've got my Rich Dad, Poor Dad books up here. And he talks about poor people and middle class people and how they spend their money. And a lot of times your poor people will simply spend money not on liabilities, not on assets, but just on consumer goods to try and make themselves look more wealthy than they are. So they'll spend a lot of money, money they don't have, to buy designer clothes, purses, shoes, whatever else, things to make them look like they're wealthy. Whereas the middle class, they will actually buy liabilities. So they won't buy commodities, they'll buy liabilities that take money out of their pocket every month to appear rich, to have a luxurious life, to go on vacations. They'll take out a loan for that, put that on a credit card. They'll buy a boat. Then if you don't live right on a lake, you have to pay to store that boat somewhere. And so stuff that just takes money out of your pocket all the time, this is what most people spend their money on for luxury. All right. So he that loveth pleasure shall be a poor man. Why? You spend all your money on it. You don't get to save. You don't get to invest it in other things. So a word to the wise there. All right. Delay gratification so that you can invest in a better future. And then lastly is the last verse in the chapter, Proverbs 21:31. The horse is prepared against the day of battle, but safety is of Jehovah. It's an interesting balance with preparation. Increasing your skills, increasing your training. I know the analogy in the verse is, a horse that's armored up, that's prepared, that's trained, whatever else. Don't trust in the horse. All right? Understand that ultimately it is the Most High that protects you, that sees you through. Yes, make the preparations. Do what you need to do. Give honor to whom honor is due. But ultimately, don't forget to thank God for what He brings you through. Thinking of this verse, I've also thought of doctors. All right? Someone is sick, the doctor treats them, they get better, and then the person thanks God. And the doctor says, oh, no, you should be thanking me. Thank the doctor. But quite often, and you've probably heard stories like this, I've heard stories like that. I've got a book. What is it? Maybe it's not up there. I thought it was up there. Well, it's called Miracles Today. Alright, I don't see it, but I totally thought it was up there. I don't know, maybe it's somewhere else. And it is a collection of stories, actual documented cases of miracles that don't have a medical explanation. They're documented by doctors and such. So there are times that the doctors do all that they can, and it doesn't help. Then there's times doctors do all that they can, and the person is instantly healed, and they can't explain why. All right? This is why, no matter what preparation no matter the expertise, we have to always remember to give the Most High praise and honor and thanks for what He allows. So those are the three verses. Let's look at the after action report. Sustain. I want to sustain the increased intensity of these tiny little weights that made just holding stuff out in the arms a lot more intense than what it has been. That was good. The improve, I've been doing well with this stuff. I guess the same old same. I guess wake up a little bit earlier. I did wake up earlier today, about half hour earlier than I did the day before, so that's good. I'm gonna keep trying to improve that, so sure, we'll just say wake up time again. That's a hard one for me. It really is. Last 3 items on the list: no alcohol, check. No cheating on diet, check. No excuses, check. All right, thank you so much for joining me for these daily check-ins. We only have 9 more days to go. I pray that you're blessed. Bye.